The FIA wants to change their rules with regards to limiting the way that their leadership can be held to account for bad governance. Now, for me, this isn't getting enough headlines. It's not being talked about nearly enough. And it's really important we realise what these proposals are and realise that this is not a good look for the FIA, especially in light of recent departures and criticism of the governing body. A report by the BBC has seen a set of revisions to the statutes governing the audit and the ethics committees that's been circulated to member clubs to be approved at a vote of the FIA General Assembly, which is going to be held on the 13th of December. These would ensure that any ethics complaints were overseen by the FIA President and the President of the Senate, rather than the Senate itself, which is the current system. They would also remove the power of the Audit Committee to investigate financial issues independently. That is huge. Most importantly, these moves would essentially mean that the FIA President and the President of the Senate would decide each other's fate if there were any ethics inquiries submitted to the FIA. They also removed the compliance officer's duty to report to the ethics and or the audit committee, but perhaps the most shocking of all is the final part of these proposals. Now, if these go ahead, they mean that they remove the requirement for the audit committee to be involved in the closing of the FIA's accounts, the supervision of the FIA financial issues, and also the FIA budgets. And it puts the responsibility on the President of the Senate to consult with the committee if he or she deems it necessary to do so. That's right, you heard me, if they deem it necessary. It means they can go ahead and do it without actually asking the Senate. Now, this feels wrong. It's an age when we're calling for transparency and openness about the operations, and a move like this just goes against all of those principles. With regards to the teams in Formula 1, well, to be honest, it's a constitutional matter with the FIA, and they don't actually get a say on this, just like the election of the FIA president. This will be decided by the members of the FIA, and the teams in Formula 1 are just going to, unfortunately, have to accept what that vote is. But for me, this is a poor look for the FIA if this goes ahead and gets approved. This is not openness and transparency. This is, to be quite honest, the complete opposite.